Hey everybody, welcome to Tompkins Farm. Today we're going to be ripping out our old garden beds and installing some new ones. So we hope you join us along for the ride. This is part 1 of 2. Here we go. Okay, so as you saw in the first photo, we used to have garden beds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, small 2x4 garden beds. We've taken all those garden beds and put them around the perimeter of the entire garden. So now we have the same amount of beds space that we had last season, but now they're going around the outside. So what we're doing is we're rebuilding these beds on the inside. So we're gaining a lot of square footage for the garden. These beds are 24 inches deep. They are 4 feet wide and 20 feet long. Massive. So what we're doing is, and you can do this yourself, is find a sawmill local to you that sells rough cut lumber, okay? It's gonna come on a big pallet like that up there. $200 for 500 board feet, which is basically 105 boards, I think, at 8 inches wide, 1 inch thick, 8 feet long. And most of these are almost 10 feet long, so you get a little bonus. And that's all your bracing on the inside is your cut off pieces. So we're gonna make 6 of these, and I think we'll be 3 boards short for what we need, which we'll just go get 3 more boards. So $200 to make all these beds, and you can do it yourself in 2-3 days. Now these beds are huge, okay? We're gonna have to fill them. We'll go through that whole process with you. It's a lot of dirt. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put cardboard on the bottom, then we're gonna use lumber, so basically like twigs, sticks, logs, branches, and then on top of that we'll put some compost, and then on top of that we want to put potting soil or raised bed soil. And I say that because you don't want this to be compacted. You want your raised beds to be able to be soft and dig through them with your hand, not rock hard. And all that stuff on the bottom of your potting soil is going to provide your nitrogen and all that for future. So let's keep going. I've got 2 more beds to build, 1, 2, and then I got 3 on each side. And don't mind the greenhouse. I don't have the plastic on it yet just because it's so cold, but it's warming up slowly. And yeah, let's get back to work. What we're doing is we're pre-cutting the boards. So I'm doing 12 at 8 foot, and then I'm doing 12 at 4 feet, okay? Once they're pre-cut, your 4 foots are on the ends, 8. So for example, we want to stagger our seams too. So we're gonna do an 8-foot board, an 8-foot board, and a 4-foot. Coming back, we're gonna do an 8-foot. So we split that joint on the 4, 8-foot, and then our 4-foot here, as you can see right there. So we're staggering, and then 8-foot on top of that seam. So all of our seams are staggered. We're gonna level this thing out, which it's almost there now. And go ahead and screw it all together. Use your cutoff pieces in here, and then take a hammer, break off those tips of the screws if they come through, or if you get 2-inch screws, good on you. You might not have anything sticking out. I just happen to only have 3-inch screws right now, and I didn't feel like running to the store because our closest store is over a half an hour away each way. So I didn't feel like driving an hour just to get some other screws when I had a whole bucket of these. So 2 more beds here. I got some kids out here helping, and then we are going to be planting a lot more vegetables than in the past. We've got our strawberries, and then we've got the beds going around, another gate getting out there, and yeah, it's coming along. Here we go, back at it. So we've got 1 more bed in, and now we're on our last bed, and we're gonna go ahead and time lapse this one. However, I'm a couple boards short, so but at least you'll see the process of getting it squared up, leveled, and somewhat built. Here we go. Keep in mind when you're using rough cut lumber that, let's say you need it 8 feet, it'll come between 8'6" and 10 foot roughly. And you'll have to square both ends of it because it's just cut with a chainsaw. So your 1 inch thick is gonna be always the same, and your 8 inches wide will be the same, and it'll be nice and straight, but your ends will have to be cut to be square. All right, so that's where we're at. We're out of lumber now. We've got all 5 done, 6 going in, almost done. So I need another 4 foot and a 4 foot, so that's 1. And then, yeah, so you can see how I'm staggering the seams. You can see how I'm using these boards to combine the seams, leveled it out. Let's keep going. Go get some more lumber. So we've got our last garden bed in, and as you can see, we've put some bracing in there to hold it, keep the sides from bowing out. We did that on all of them. And down here on the base, You would have to worry about the bottoms pushing out as well, except we're gonna be filling all of this with stone and material in between these beds. So that's gonna hold us together. Inside, we've already put our cardboard down and we're starting to bring over some sticks. We just did this to show you kind of an example of what it'll look like as we build our soil base. And this is just part one of 2 parts. And the second part will be filling the beds. But very important to put the bracing in there to keep the sides from bowing out. And the one thing you didn't see during this video is we went from 70 degrees to freezing to multiple inches of rain to getting completely flooded out to our road being washed away, and yet here we are. So I'll show you some pictures of the storm here at the end of the video, and we hope you've enjoyed this and come back for part 2. So as you can see here, our road got washed out. My side-by-side, tire's about 2 feet tall, completely able to fill a rut. Just massive washout. You'll see here where my truck hit some ice, slid backwards down the hill, and stopped just before going over the cliff. Pulled it out with the tractor. Everything was good. We hope you guys join us for part 2. See you soon.